That's right, folks, the final installment of the Hobbit. The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies. So The Hobbit, the Battle of Five Armies is the last Hobbit movie in the Hobbit trilogy and the last Middle-earth movie we're probably gonna get. I mean, barring a reboot of some sort, but I'm pretty sure this is it, folks. And in this movie, the dwarves have Erebor now. They have reached their goal, but it's not over. Erebor is loaded with gold and jewels and a bunch of shit everyone wants. It's pretty much prime real estate. Now these five armies are gonna fight for it. You got dwarves, you got elves, you got humans, you got orcs, you got more orcs. So that's what this movie is. It's a battle for real estate. It's storage wars with swords. And it makes for a pretty entertaining experience. In that, most of the movie, not all, but most, takes place in this one spot, and it's just wave after wave. It's just battle after battle after battle. You're watching this movie and you're like, man, I wish there was more fighting in it. Comparatively, you remember how people were saying that the first Hobbit movie was a bit too slow? This is the reverse of that. This is all of the climax of a movie with none of the slow. You have all the Peter Jackson Middle-earth isms that you've come to remember, which pretty much means it has really sweet cinematography. And a lot of CGI. There's a scene, I remember seeing it in the trailer, or the TV spot anyway. Everyone was running and I was like, you're running on a green screen. Because it looks like you're running on a green screen. The characters in this movie, that's right, they're still bam. Bilbo has a couple moments where you're like, that's why I love Martin Freeman as Bilbo. That's why he's great. Gandalf has more than a couple of moments. I like his campaign a lot. The whole necromancer thing, that is the thing that really stitches the Lord of the Rings trilogy into the Hobbit trilogy. There's actually a scene with that campaign. I was like, yeah, that was pretty cool. There's no two ways around it. It's just like, As a Lord of the Rings fan, that was pretty neat. And for as much as you know The Hobbit is a kid's book and it was made for kids, there are a couple of scenes where you're like, it's not made for kids. There's a scene where there's just a bunch of dead bodies in the water. You're like, whoa, those are bodies. Sleep well, Timmy. That's what those are stiffs. They're under your bed because you don't eat your green beans. That's why. And there are a couple of moments in this movie where you're like, the feels. Oh, the feels. Yeah, it's touching shit. Not all of it works, though. The romance between Evangeline Lilly and dwarf number 7, I liked in the last movie with the assumption that it was going to lead to something in this movie. It's still in this movie, but ultimately you're like, but it doesn't really hit where it's supposed to. So it makes you reflect on Desolation of Smaug, and you feel like they wasted your time in that movie. I wish the romance in this movie felt a little more relevant, a little more relatable, a little more real. And this is the movie where you have all the data. You've now seen the entire Hobbit trilogy. Now you can assess, you're like, I kind of see where it was taken from 2 movies to 3 now. Like I said, this feels like the last act of a movie. If The Hobbit was 2 movies like it was originally intended, this entire movie of the Battle of the Five Armies probably would have been the second half of the second movie. You kind of look at it, you're like, okay, you have the 3 movies. The first one was slow. The second one was pretty well balanced. The third one was all action. If you slice it all in half and shorten the beginning build-up in the first Hobbit movie and shorten the end battle, which is the entire movie of Battle of Five Armies, you'd then put those 2 movies together and you'd have a pretty well balanced 2-movie saga. And there was a part of me that thought to myself, well, essentially Return of the King is the final battle, but it still has the Frodo-Sam element and the Gollum element. You have that going on. That kind of makes it feel more balanced. It feels like there's a collaboration through the miles or kilometers, because it's Middle-earth. The mixture of heart and action in Return of the King makes it feel like it's more well-rounded. Battle of Five Armies is a real estate battle that takes place in one place with a bunch of badasses, some emotional moments that hit well, a couple that kind of fall flat, some great action, some entertainment, and the music when the shit's going down just takes it from a great action scene and just puts it over the edge for you. And it seamlessly transitions into the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So now you have all of your movies. You have a 6-movie epic where you can just sit down, take an entire 24-hour block and watch your Middle-earth movies. And that you can't help but walk out of this movie and feel that. You're like, oh, it's over. I want it to be over. Let's do that again. I will certainly buy this entertaining send-off to the Hobbit movies and put it in my Middle-earth collection because I am saying The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies is worth buying on Blu-ray. That's right, in the world of cool Hobbit stuff, I'm about to send you to another video. Yeah, this is a shout out, but it's a cool one. Check this out. There's a YouTuber. She's a violinist. I don't know if you know who she is. Her name's Taylor Davis. I think she's great. She does violin versions of movie themes and video game themes, which is pretty sweet. So she just did a video for the new theme for The Hobbit, the Battle of Five Armies. I'm gonna put a link below. Check that out. Check out her video and then stick around for her other videos and you'll see why I think she's awesome. And if Taylor's watching, keep it up. Peace. Wonder Twin powers activate. That's what we did. We just crashed the internet. We didn't crash anything. I'd like to think we're that special though. So The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies, and the Hobbit movies in general. What did you think about them? Whatever you thought, comment below. Let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.